Good evening all. Welcome here to another stream live and exclusive to YouTube. I'm your host Wishbone for the remainder of the evening. And we are here with Gran Turismo 4, where we are playing the game in a very special way. Random prize cars. We could be getting almost anything. In the chat already I see Joe Do there waving hello, good evening to you. How are you doing? Now, we're going to get started tonight by going back to the license center. Because I've been a busy boy offline. Look at that. We have one silver trophy and the rest are gold. Let's see if we can get the gold and find out what the RNG gods give you for S-Class all gold. Excellent. Glad to see you all well there, Joe. And it's so nice to hear you say that. It's good to see me. Right, there we go. At the city d'Aria, where we will be driving in an old school Alfa Romeo. Very nice classic car. Not sure wheel spinning at the start is such a good idea, but we shall see. So I've gone back to the bumper cam briefly, just to give you an idea. That's how it looks on the actual hood of the car. Yeah, very nice red car. Good evening to you, Avian. How are you doing? As I say, we've got 15 of these tests to gold. I'm going to see if we can get the final one to gold tonight. Ooh, that did not count as a fail. I don't know how. I don't care. And indeed, it is indeed Happy Wednesday. I'm looking forward to the end of the week because I will be off for a week. And that will mean I can do a little more on FF102 with you all, a little more on SMT5 Vengeance, and hopefully a little more on GT4 Randomiser. Good evening as well to Arista. Glad to see you jump into the chat there. How are you doing, matey? Now, I want to show you all something rather interesting that I found in this game's options after I'd done this test. Or at least done this attempt at it anyway. Riding all on these cobbled streets. Beautifully animated. Had a feeling that was going to count as a fail. Yes, you did indeed, Arista Jack, and I really, really liked it. It was a cool idea. I never thought I'd see it done in that style. I've seen a lot of people do that character as a full-on, like, wireframe costume. So your idea and interpretation was absolutely awesome. Are you planning on taking it out to any cons at any time soon? And if so, where are you thinking of going? So I'm all conned out now until October, when I will be going to Play Expo in Blackpool. So anyone who's going to be going there, feel free to say hi if you see me. I won't be hard to miss. It's a weird car to drive this. It feels kind of sporty at points and extremely heavy on the steering at others. You can tell it's definitely a car from like the 1960s, 1970s. It has that build quality which doesn't quite go both ways, you know what I mean? Still, I love the fact that this game, despite being the PS2 era, had fully animated spectators on these rally stages. It's quite fascinating that they explored that. Yeah, we've got as close to that wall as a dare them. Same there too. Yeah, that chicane area, the back end really likes to step out. It gets very, very difficult. Oh, nice. 2 events in September and one's actually on your birthday. Oh, that's so cool. Con birthdays are awesome. Usually they are, anyway. I've never actually had one myself, but I've seen quite a few people who've had conventions where the birthdays cross over with them, and they've always been a lot of fun. Now, this is part of the issue for this track, because we're going now uphill. Getting the power out of the car, it feels very, very gutless. And I think the exit from that hairpin is going to be critical for any lap time. Ah, went too hot into that. Lovely little bung as we failed too. What have you all been up to out there? I imagine you've probably been like me, working, taking it easy, working, taking it easy. They're not very gentle with the wall riding on this one. I've definitely saved one of the hardest tests for last. For those of you who are wondering, by the way, I managed to do the Audi at Infinium one by pure luck. I got a perfect exit out of one of the hairpin corners, and that made all the difference. But as a test, I went back to the original GT4 I did, and that definitely has the traction control on. I golded it with ease first time. So it's interesting that in this version of the game, they made it harder for reasons. Maybe it's their way to try and make you get good up against human opposition online, I don't know. Yes, Joe, the one with the 350Z at Suzuka was very hard to gold. Purely because, despite it being quite a long track, there aren't many places where you can gain time. A big part's the 130R. If you can get the 130R spot on, you can do it with a minor lift rather than braking, and that makes a catastrophic difference for your lap time. It makes you so much faster. As for this track, Arista Jack, this one's not in real life, no, but it is based on experiences in Italy. I think they took quite a lot of influence from a place that Top Gear went to, called the Stelvio Pass, which is between Switzerland and Italy, where they drove their supercars. Lots of hairpins. I think a lot of it was based off places like that, and especially the old Italian Riviera villages. Whereas Costa di Amalfi was probably much more inspired by the Corsica WRC rounds from the 1980s, because they were all asphalt, which Lancia used to engineer a way to beat Audi. Yeah, I'm nowhere near fast enough here. Still a ballpark. Ah, interesting, Joe. So there are actual roads that have been taken inspiration from as a way to template the track. That's fascinating. I like that. I imagine it's got a lot of... If the buildings are like half the buildings here, the chances are it's going to be mostly listed status. At least I'd assume so, anyway. Now, I'm not going to activate my ghost just yet, because I want to do that later in the lap. Yeah, definitely send me the video. I'm sure I'll check it out at some point. Might be tomorrow morning when I'm on the train to work, because I'm in the office tomorrow. That felt very nice, actually. Speaking of racing, of course, this weekend we are back at F1. We are at Zandvoort. I'm excited to see who's brought any kind of developments going forward into the tech race. Now, I'm in touching distance with my old lap. That's not necessarily a bad thing, because it depends on how well we do the next part. See, I'm now ahead. All because of that chicane section. You can make a lot of time out there if you get it right. Bit of a wide line, but I might have got a faster exit, so bizarrely that could be a good thing. We shall see. Not sure that was completely kosher. Ooh! Wow, that's close. That is close. Ah, yes, Stuntman, Aristojack. That's an interesting game. That's the unofficial third entry in the Driver series. It was made by Reflections. It came out before their disasterific Drive 3R, which was a horrific game. Rushed to market because Atari wouldn't let Reflections finish it, and it's a horrible, horrible game, Drive 3R. Stuntman was the tech demo to show what they could do with the PS2, and apparently it's bloody hard. Wouldn't surprise me, because if you played any of the Driver games, they are not easy. Yeah, they got a better exit that time. Interesting, you actually played a lot of Drive 3R. I found it was so buggy, it was unbelievable. Like, the glitches are absolutely extraordinary. If you're interested in a story about that one, Larry Bundy Jr., aka Guru Larry, did an amazing video about a scandal where they faked the reviews for that game in order to get more sales, and the controversy and the fallout from it. Well worth checking out. It's called Drivergate, the video. Well worth checking out. It's a brilliant video. It's like 20 minutes long, and it's an absolutely excellent vid about loads of things that they did to try and basically engineer sales for the game via any means necessary. So this is where the lack of power in this car feels horrible. In terms of learning driving skill and physics for this game, this is probably the best track. If you can drive a car fast round here, you can drive a car fast round anywhere. Well, I went faster. Not by much, but I went faster. How do we find these missing 7/10ths? That's the question. I'm going to try a slightly lower rev start. This is one of those cars where I don't think there's an easy way to get any extra time off the line. In the fourth test at the Costa del Malfi, when you're driving in the Stratos, if you can keep your car between 2,000 and 3,000 RPM, you gain way less wheel spin off the line. Any other rev point, you're completely lost. And this lap's over already. I should just crash. But what I am going to do instead is use this as a way to test the racing lines I can take. Push my luck. There's very little chance I can make up time like that. Very little chance. Yep, and that shows you how far you can push it before you get a wall ride penalty. Normally, if you want a pure wheel spin, you start in a higher gear, but... Well, I've already identified one sweet spot there then. You can get more time by being about 4,000 RPM. That's useful. That could be worth a tenth or two. I carried less speed through the corner, but went a lot faster then. That's interesting. Yeah, a little bit of wheel wiggle then, and that gave me some poor traction off the zone. Still, we're in touching distance, so let's wait and see. Well, amazing that didn't count as a penalty, but that did. The rules on that seem very inconsistent, don't they, in terms of what counts as a penalty and what doesn't. My thumb slipped off the controls then. Yeah, bizarrely, that seems to have got me a decent start. Yes, very confusing. Agree completely. No, I'm trying to avoid engaging the ghosts too much, because if they're close together, it really badly blurs the image. Okay, good. It's a weird one, that, because you think cutting the corner would be good for you, but the sidewalk seems to seriously unsettle the car's balance. So far, so good. Much better. Much more speed coming up the hill. Come on. Would you look at that? That was a great run. That was a fantastic run. So, let's back out so we save our game. And hopefully we'll roll the dice. Here we go. All gold in the S license randomised is... a not too bad car, but... I mean, it's better than what we got in the official one, but it's still a bit of a disappointment to get all the way to S-Class All Gold and we end up getting a road car Honda NSX. Oh well. We've still done it. We spent 20 minutes unlocking a Honda NSX, people. Oh yeah. Oh, baby. Right, let's go and get... I want to see what other cars, actually, what other tests I need to do. So down in here, we need to do the FF challenge, the four-wheel drive challenge, and the MR challenge. So there are a few cars we can use. Right, so let's start with four-wheel drive challenge. Let's get... I mean, I can use the... Go on, it's four-wheel drive. Let's do it. Let's have a laugh. Let's give the Opel Calibra a run out. Very catchy. Now, I'm probably going to need to put some regular road tyres on this. So where's the German? I'm going to need some sports tyres. Ooh, there we are. That's a beautiful car. The Opel Speedster. Beautiful looking machine. Yeah, I'm right. It's come on racing mediums. We're not going to be allowed those. I mean, I could actually give it an upgrade if I wanted to, but it's no point. Out of curiosity, are there any events that does the Speedster Trophy? That's the only one. And there's an old Opel Vectra. Pile of absolute misery. Yeah, the Calibra does look great. It's not so great on its tyre wear, but it's still a great looking car. And again, I could easily use it in the DTM events, but I'd like to win a different one if possible. There's a Mercedes CLK, which is amazing in the DTM. That goes really well. And of course, there's a legendary Alpha V155, or whatever it's called, the red one from GT2. That's a belter too. I love the little Opel decal on the hood of the car. Out of my way. Move aside. It felt like it was like plugging its power. It was like going out of the corners. Not quite what you expected. I do actually want to. I did say I wanted to show something interesting off for you all. I've got an interesting idea for a challenge mode on this game. Listen to it. It sounds like the choke's not working. Like a 1970s British Leyland car on a winter morning. Oh, no grip. Absolutely no grip on these tyres. They're not only freezing cold, they're sports tyres. They're not designed for this. Listen to the sound of that. What is going on there? Like, ooh, you're trying to apply power. We're gonna have to bring some people in to rein you in on that. That's going far too fast. In fact, it's actually not one. The tyres will have the one lap. That's kind of surprising. So again, what tier car are we going to get from this one? An S-Class tier, A-Class tier, B-Class tier, C-Class, D-Class, or Joke Class? What car are we going to get for beating the four-wheel drive challenge? As I say, the cars are completely random. We could get almost anything. Knowing my luck, it's going to be a Nissan Micra. Race 1. So you just see me riding on the hood of the car, on the bonnet. Well, on the next race, I'm going to engage something rather interesting. Apparently, there's a hidden mode that you can unlock in the vanilla Gran Turismo 4 via a cheat code. But for whatever reason, in this randomiser way I'm playing it, it's automatically unlocked. And it's a visual option. Or should I say, options. Watch this. When it loads, we go down to the bottom. Underneath all this, we have one for configuring races, and then crucially, detailed monitor settings, where we can change them. So the width is at 376, but we can make it all the way back to 600. So, for a laugh, let's see how this affects the visibility. Bear in mind, we were last on the hood of the car, we saw the Opel decal. What happens if we go all the way back? It's Autumn Ring Mini, anything goes. For now, we're not going to see much difference because, of course, we are in the wide camera mode. Come on, guys, is the pedal on the right? Live a little. 30 miles an hour for a bleeding safety car. Oh, wow. We're literally right on top of the roof, people. We're in roof cam mode. I wonder what some of the open wheel cars would look like in this then. Get back here, Mr. Lancia. This DTM driver is coming for you, wannabe rally driver. Yeah, there's all kinds of visual options you can mess around with. And I say that's actually a secret menu, apparently, Joe, in the original game. And people say they don't know what they normally do, some of the options, but we've clearly seen what one does. Go wide back, you're suddenly on roof cam mode. Oh, I'm leaving them for absolute dead now, which is not much of a surprise. Even on sports tyres, they can't keep up with me like this. Ah, you see it would never give it a try. Well, now that you've seen some of the stuff I've done, maybe it's worth experimenting around with it. Use all the road, get maximum lap time because we can. We've still got to do the front cup in this, and I think we've also got the MR cup. I mean, for the MR cup, I could actually put sports tyres. In fact, I might already have them on my Bentley, and if that's the case, we'll do it in that just for a laugh. We will curb stomp them into the middle of next week. I was so on it, I went off. What's annoying there at that hairpin is it's cambered in, but you don't get the same kind of feel from the car when you go into the corner. It's a shame. You can't treat it like an actual banking and get really high push out of it. But still, we've gained a lot of time. And we win. I say we've been quite lucky with our price cars on this. Apart from the Chrysler PT Cruiser, we've not really had a bad car. I say, I mean, grinding all gold on the S license for a Honda NSX is a bit of a slap in the face, but it's better than getting the Ford Model T Tourer that you can't use anywhere. Although we all enjoy... Oh, God, that's a point. Imagine driving the Ford Model T Tourer in that wide view. That could be interesting. And I want to unlock the car just to find out what it'd be like. I want to unlock the car now. Oh, we're at Suzuka. Oh, we're on the East Coast. This is the really short one. Only got 3 laps too. And there's a Peugeot 205. A rally legend has come amongst those people. But while you might be a rally legend, you're not a DTM legend. This car seems to only like to plant its power in a straight line. Now, don't get me wrong, it makes sense, because obviously when you're in a straight line you can put more power down, but being able to get drive off the corner is important. Otherwise you're basically hypermiling. And speaking of, like, you know, difficult challenges and everything else, I've been trying offline to get a challenge to work. I've been trying to get the Vector M12 race car to turn up at the Trial Mountain Endurance race on Gran Turismo 2, because I'd love to give it a go and try and beat it. But despite having the version where that car rotation is in, I can't ever get it to appear. And I know it's the right one because I've consulted all the video sources, you know, where as long as you've got the 5,000 credits cost of the car wash, for example, it's all there. But for whatever reason, the Vector decided it doesn't want to play, which is a shame because I'd love to give it a go. Be an interesting live stream. Can I beat a 600 brake horsepower Le Mans monster in a tiny pocket rocket in an endurance race? Oh. Stop interfering, you piece of electronic tat. For the next race, I'm going to try and mess around with another monitor setting just to have some fun with it. We've seen what happens with width, so I'm going to try something else. Actually a very nice view, this. You get a really good reference point for where your car is and where the opposition would be. I think in some cars it could be a distraction, but in cars like this one, it looks pretty spot on. Ah, yes, Arister Jack, it is a very nice sunny day in Japan, because that's where Suzuka is. It's down in the Osaka region, and it's actually a track owned by Honda. Would you believe it's actually technically in a theme park? That's why you have the Ferris wheel on the side of it. That's part of a theme park. That's part of the track. Also features an interesting ride for kids, which is I think it's a launch coaster. And at one point, they approach a big, massive ring to go through. And the louder you shout, the faster it goes, apparently. So this is where we need Jeremy Clarkson to suddenly go, "Power!" as he's approaching the ring. Although if he did that, the train would probably derail. So before we do this race here, we're going to quickly change one of the other settings on the screen. I'm going to this time go with distance. We're 200. What happens if we go all the way to 1200? So we go from a 200 zoom to 1200 zoom. 1200 what? Millimeters? I don't know. I'm interested in what this setting does, if it does anything. So we're going to go all the way to the extreme. We're going from 200 to 1200. And we're doing it at El Capitan, where vision is required. So this could be interesting. Well, we got a Range Rover in the race. And it doesn't appear to have done that much, to be honest. Nice sounding engines though through that pack there, must admit. But it doesn't appear to have done anything. That's a shame. I wonder if it's car dependent now. Maybe in a different type of car you'd be able to see something else happen. Oh god, the lack of grip there was insane. Yeah, this car really doesn't like road tyres. It's a fair point. It could be another view. Give me a second. Let me get some straightway. Right, so this is on... Oh my god, what the hell? Oh my god, what's going on with the bumper cam view? What the hell? This is... This is actually really... It's impossible to keep an eye on my... I actually can't work out my braking distances. It's so... Oh god, I don't know if anyone ever had an old school Game Boy with the magnifying glass light that you could put on top of it. It's like playing with that. The road just seems to go all over the place. It's almost like I'm drink driving at the moment. Look at the state of that. What the hell's going on? I have no idea where I am anymore. I don't know what's going on. Where am I? And yet somehow I'm still in the lead. Oh my god, is that the chase cam view? That's apparently the chase cam view. What the This is a unique way to play a game, people. This is unique. I don't know if this is because I'm playing on an ultra-wide, but this is monumentally screwing things up for me. I don't know what it's like for all you people back there. There's no sense of speed. There's no sense of progress. Because it's just absolutely perspectively screwed. And then you go back to this and suddenly, all's fine in the world. Okay. That was an interesting experiment. That was... Yeah. It's like we'd gone into 10 pints of beer mode, I think. No wonder I was struggling to figure out my braking points. Look at the difference between the road. We go from this to this. And even this feels weird. I'm kind of surprised the developers didn't leave this in. The amount of memes we could have had back in the day with this is insane. Oh, that was a nice sound through the tunnel, then, it must be said. Got a nice view of the mountains? No, we don't. Ah. My streams like ruin people's games one stage at a time, don't they? They really do. I think I'm going to be changing that back. I think I'll change that back to something more reasonable, like maybe 400. And the final race is at Fuji, and I don't know which variation we're doing. So we have Fuji, and then we finish to find out what our random car is going to be. You'll be getting a Dacia Sandero 10 years before it was a thing. Well, let's quickly bring this back to a decent view. This is so slow. Well, it does say it is millimeters there from the viewpoints on the monitor in millimeters. Oh no. Anyway. Well, as for this one, I'm going to bring the width slightly back. I'm going to put it to 500. So let's see how that looks. You can't get it to 0, sadly, Avian. The minimum is 200. That's the minimum you can go. You can't go any lower than 200, which is the view we had at the start of the stream. And we're in the, I think it's the 90s layout, this one. I guess you could say we're running in the 90s. So there it is in the bumper view, which looks a lot more reasonable now, doesn't it? And then that's it in wide view. But I do actually like the view we've got here. As you can see, we've now come slightly further along the top of the car, but we've not gone all the way to the back just yet. Excellent. So my stream is useful for those of you who are planning to mess around with your monitor settings. I've given you a few demonstrations of what can happen. Yes, I'm taking you here. And now we go on monitor on towards the end, and we can find out what car we're going to get for this run, which was a little easier to unlock than the NSX that we got for golding all the S license. No, this is not even close. Right, just after the 150 mark, we'll hit the brakes. Because the downhill gradient can make it very difficult to get your braking point. As we head out towards the back end. Oh, speaking of the back end, it no steps out on me then, but we got away from it. We managed to arrest it, which is good. Yeah, it's weird. The electronics on this car really interfere with its potential. It's got a lot more in it, but the car is held back. See, the way it stabilised itself then robbed it of all its power. Completely interrupted the torque curve. Still. You know, head along the straight. And we are going to dominate here. Completely needless, but I'm doing it because it's my stream. Right, so here we go. What tier car are we going to get? We've won 5 races. And we're rolling the ball onto the roulette wheel. And we're going to get Oh. We've got a cabriolet. We've got a nice convertible Peugeot. We've got a Roadster. Nice looking car, surprisingly, isn't it? It's quite a nice car. It's got a nice design. We have a cabriolet. And we've also got the Côte d'Azur added as a test track for us to do anytime we like. We can do the Côte d'Azur. So now, because the MR Championship is open, we're going to have some real fun here. Yep, standard or sports tyres required, but it says nothing about not turning up in a Le Mans prototype. Oh my god. 5 laps of the driving park in a Bentley prototype. I've got to see this. This is going to be chaos. I've got to see this. This is ridiculous. A 26-second lap. Can we go faster? Not by going off track, we can't. I love the fact that that van was actually moving then, the orange van, if you noticed it. It was actually sort of lapping the circuit at the same time. I think that's pretty awesome. This is ridiculous. I'm lapping at least one of you. The Bentley's like, get out of my way. So that Lotus Elise. He's not happy. Hey! Watch the pain. Yes, that just happened, people. We just took the Bentley Continental race car, the Bentley Speed 8, around the driving park. We are nutcases. We are nutters. What I don't understand is how did that Lotus Speedster, that Opel Speedster, end up last? That car's normally dominant. Back to Autumn Ring. But it is the full course this time. Why does this part feel so slow? Answer, because it is. That's right, out of my way. You're all driving nice cars, but mine is far nicer than yours. Yeah, this is not even remotely fair. But this is what being able to get access to these cars so early can do for you. It's a weird circuit, this, in terms of its setup. I'm not quite sure what the designers were thinking in some ways. There are certain things I like about it, but it also has some really plodding pedestrian sections that add nothing to it, in my opinion. But that's just me. My opinion does not matter. There was nothing in the rules that said you couldn't turn up in a race car. Absolutely nothing in the rules. There was also nothing that said you could, but that's not the point. Just to humiliate them. That was completely needless. But it was funny. So onwards we go to race number 3. Where are we at this time then? New York. This is going to be a pace thing. They're not going to be able to have a hope of catching me up here. There's that much straightaway. I'm going to blast past them and it's going to be the end of it. What's that ASL Garaya car? I'm not familiar with that car. Well, whatever it is, it just blocked my path and made me rear-end it. Oi, get off my car, you. You Philistine, leave my car alone. So this is where the game has a kind of IndyCar influenced circuit. This was very IndyCar in the 1990s. Long, wide areas, sharp 90-degree corners. And to be fair, with the Vegas circuit in F1, not much has really changed, has it, now you think about it? Someone actually said in the fraternity of F1 recently that Vegas last year was arguably its best race. I'm like, you what? The race was alright, but it wasn't the best race of the season. Compare it to the chaos we had at Singapore, for example. Currently 20 seconds a lap faster. This is going to be an absolute walkover. I told you this was going to be a pasting. So glad to see that that Renault Clio V6 that they tried to make happen is still not happening in this game. I am actually tempted, though, speaking of racing games, I'm tempted at some point to do a stream where I play through the Sega Dreamcast game Metropolis Street Racer, which is interesting because it's like essentially the zero entry in the Project Gotham Racing series, and featured some interesting things, mainly real-life mapped-out cities. And the cars they had was a very unusual list. It's also been considered the Lawrence of Arabia of racing games, because there is a lot of races to do. And I mean, a lot. It also featured some hilarious, like, spoof radio music. There was their own songs, like taking the mick out of Will Smith and people like that. I do have some. Oh no, they weren't wrong. They were just hilarious. They were just hilarious parody songs. Like, there's one song which you say is literally a proper piss take of Will Smith. Really obviously parodying him. And there's loads of music like that. And I say it features some unusual cars, which I don't think are featured anywhere else. Like, it has a Jensen car in there that I don't think I've ever seen in any other game. At least I think it's a Jensen, or it might be an MG. It's either a Jensen or an MG, which is a rare car. I've never seen it in any other racing game. But just I've never seen it doesn't mean it's not there, because there are, of course, lots of unknown racing games that I've not touched. Including Turismo, which I'm tempted to do at some point to see how the Gran Turismo of motorcycles actually works. I'm kind of intrigued to see how hard it is. I imagine it's much, much harder than the actual GT racing games. Oh, they blocked the pits off. Boo. Oh, that's cool, Jay. You say you actually love Taurus Trophy. I've heard of things about it, but I've obviously never played it. So I've never had the chance to. So it might be a game we dig out and see how it goes. It could be quite a good experience. I remember Project Gotham Racing 4 had the ability to use bikes and cars, which was pretty neat and unusual. And it'd be nice to see a bit more of that experimentation. But we're finally going back to El Capitan. The Unicorn Circuit of Gran Turismo, only featured in GT4. Why? Nobody knows. Oh, nearly rear-ended the power and then we got away with it. So this onboard camera view here on the Bentley is amazing. I really like the view. I remember driving this car in Forza 4, and if you drove it in cockpit view, it was fine. Except the windscreen wiper literally split the middle of the screen, much like the Halo does in Formula 1. And it is the most annoying thing in the world. But it's nothing compared to the internal cockpit view of the Peugeot 908 Le Mans car. That has one of the weirdest cockpit views I've ever seen in my life. This car seems to like, it eats corners for rappers. Yeah, that was delicious. That you're going to need to line up more corners for me to take on like that. You need some more of those. See there, it just literally ate it for breakfast. So much downforce and grip. Wow, nearly 40 seconds a lap faster. That's ridiculous. It just shows what being able to like go flat through a lot of corners does for you. Like here. Cheers, thank you. Next. So, we've done the MR challenge. What is going to be our reward? We've had a couple of decent class road cars so far, but nothing spectacular. We've also had nothing offensive either. So I'm not counting my chickens on this. Let's see what we get. Time to spin the wheel and throw the ball into the channel. Are we going on red or black, or are we going to come up on green? Let's find out. We've got the Cadillac Cheon 002. Oh, yes. Now that is a W. That is a win. And you know what's interesting? That's an MR car. So that's actually the first one that's properly in its class for victory. I'm actually going to get in that because I think I might be able to use this to win the All-American Championship. We're going to need to do some slight modifications to it. First, we're going to have to modify, of course, is the oil. So let's get the funky music on. Guest piano solo by courtesy of Billy Joel there at the end. So we'll quickly go to the USA because I want to go to the Cadillac deal. Oh, it's already on it. And there it is. An actual photograph of the concept car itself. I must say, that car looks absolutely stunning. Why was it not put into production? It looks amazing. It's like everyone associated American cars with being like undrivable lumps, and then suddenly they came along and went, here, how about we use one of these? Oh, okay. And there's a beautiful shot of its rear end. See, that looks fantastic, doesn't it? Even today, it looks like a jaw-dropping car. But as far as I know, it didn't make it into production. Maybe they ran out of money or something. So I think the one we want is... No, it's not the Stars and Stripes, because that's a... We can enter the Hot Rod tournament, but let's try the All-American Championship. And it is a championship. There's no restrictions. So we will start. And, oh, I see the Ford GT race car. We might be going up against production race cars in a production car, people. Yes, we are. Check it out. The Chevy Corvette C5R, the Chevy Camaro, 2 Ford GTs, and another Ford GT from the 2004 era. And we're going up against them in a road car. This is... Oh, listen to that engine. I do not want to talk over that. So can we possibly beat these cars in a road car? Our one advantage is we've got racing tyres. That could make all the difference. We may need to power this car up. Let's see. Oh, what are you braking there for, you pillock? You don't need to brake there. Yeah, that C5R is an absolute beauty. I agree with you, Joe. Absolutely stunning. So now the question is, can I catch up that huge lead from the Ford GT? Ow, not like that, I can't. Oh! But that button draft will certainly help. Thank you very much. We've got a lot of gap to catch up here, people. This is going to be almost mission impossible. Oh, and I've been punted again. This time by the vet, I believe. Oh, understeer city then. I must say, the fact that we're managing to hold our own in a road car is incredible. But I get the feeling we need to put more power in this baby to have a chance. We need a turbocharger or something. Or an extra stage to our NA tuning, however it works. Depending on how far behind the Ford become, I may have to back out and do that. I just don't think I've got enough power. Which is odd, considering I've got 750 brake horsepower. Yeah, it feels sluggish on its power deliverer. It just doesn't deliver its power at all. Yeah, this isn't going to work. Shame. Absolute shame. No big deal. What we will do is quickly throw something else into the car. We will abandon. We will abandon. Yes, we will. We will be cheats and abandon. Well, we're withdrawing our car and taking it for some extra testing and development. We will be back to contest this championship again. Right, it has a racing car thing already. It has a racing exhaust. See, I can go all the way up to stage 3. Stage 2 gets me 939. Or I can get 1,000. I think 939 for 13,000 credits will be more than sufficient. That's going to certainly help. Yeah, we've got all the other parts pretty much already. Oh, we can get a full limited slip diff. I may want to use that at some point. So we've now got a much stronger car. So now we've got a lot more horsepower. Let's not forget, this is an A license race. To go up against fully fledged GT cars, you only need your A license. That's a bit like Gran Turismo 7. Too soon? Right, let's try. Oh, this time we've got a Chaparral 2D car from the 1960s in here. And the Chaparral J, as well as the Paynos Batmobile car. This is going to be interesting. Look at that old classic, that Chaparral. Beauty. Right, we've got more power, but the question is, will it be enough to make us come up gold? I don't know. Following this fan car is ridiculous. For a moment I felt like I was in Bullet and I was taking off. It was like Sky C, Sky C. Get out of my way. Move aside. I have a Ford GT to catch, and this time I have a bit more horses under the hood, which gives me a bit more of a chance. Yeah, I was already 4 seconds faster. We're up in the challenge mode here, people. We're going up against fully fledged GT cars in a road car. But we are matching our own at the moment, and I'll tell you what, this is the part of the circuit where the AI is not as good. They're not as good through here. So we've really closed this Ford down. And that is a beautiful pass. Now to try and stay in the lead. That's the tricky part. Because it could easily outdraft us down the straight. It is crazy, I agree with you. But so far we're in the lead. We're beating a GT car in a road car. The horsepower we've got is definitely helping. And our car is very good in the traction zone. It seems to leap out of corners. And that's given us a big W at certain points. This is good. Use all the road. Hopefully I'm far enough ahead now to not give him a tow. Yeah, that's a big gap. Wide line, get the slingshot effect. Try and thread the needle through here without hitting the wall. Yes, this is good. This race could now be ours if we're careful. The question is, will the tyres hold up? That's my only concern now. Maximum effort, here we go. Yep, I felt the car go in the traction zone, then I had a feeling I was going to lose it over the crest. Anyone who's got gold in the S license will be getting flashbacks to trying to get the Ford GT around here. Or even worse, in GT2, trying to get the Ford GT40 around here. But you can get the GT in this game, Joe, but the 40 was in GT2. So it was a very, very tough, I agree with you, it was a really difficult one. Of course, in that game, if you got all gold on the S license, your reward was spectacular. A legit speedrun strategy for that game, for those who were good enough, is to gold all the license tests. And just use all the prize cards. The FTO limited edition, the Tyser GT1, the Mitsubishi 3000 GT, All cars will easily carry you through any event they qualify for. Even the rally stages can be dominated thanks to the FTO Limited Edition. That was my go-to car in Gran Turismo 1, and they put it behind the license test in GT2, the gits. So Gran Turismo 2 has the weirdest unicorn track of all time now. Rome Night. Very strange track which is in a license test and can randomly show up on certain types of randomised events, and that's it. It's a very weird piece of GT's history, that, and it's been very quietly swept under the rug. Not many people remember it. Yeah, that car in last is not having a good day, is it? You're not wrong there, Joe. But in a road car around the streets of Seattle, it seems that the Cadillac is king. We were basically on average a second a lap faster than the Ford GT LM. That's impressive. That's incredibly impressive. So, onward to race number D in the championship. The question is... Oh, we're at the Infineon sports car track. We're not going to do well here. We are not going to do well here. I will be very surprised if we can have a hope of getting anywhere near this. I'll try my best, but I'm not expecting good results here. The only thing that might go in my favour is the hairpins at the back of the course. The AI might struggle with those, but that's about it, literally. That was Hakkinen and Schumacher the way we overtook that Chevy car back then. Oh, that was cheeky. Well played, sir, but that was cheeky. For that, you're getting a punt. You've earned yourself a crash with that one, matey. I like the fact that we had the Paynos and the Chaparral actually racing through the hairpin then, kicking up the dust. I love the fact that the AI is actually racing in this game. The most recent entry, you don't see that very often unless the tyres go. So it's nice to see it where they're actually having a battle in the opening laps. I'd say catching the Ford here is going to be a monumental ask. Not impossible, but it's going to be a monumental effort. Oops. Sorry, dude. I came in way too hot then. That was my fault. I'll take full responsibility for that one. I took the Pasta Maldonado line with that one. There's a name most of you have forgotten. I just lost the car and the braking. I don't know what happened. Honest. I'm surprised I've reeled this Ford in, actually. I'm really surprised. Oh yeah, now we're racing, people. Now we're doing NASCAR. Unfortunately, I couldn't carry on like that, so I'd knock him off the circuit if I tried. We actually made contact as I went past him then, and that threw me off the course. Clever. I'm liking this. We're having a proper race here, people. Who says you can't have proper racing in these games? Oh, that was poor. That was a shocking line. Got it all to do all over again. I've still got 2.5 laps to go, so it's doable. I'm going to need to do 1 lap of catch and 1 lap of pass. That's what it's going to have to be. Problem with this circuit is it's very difficult to overtake without having a collision, as I proved at the final hairpin. It's very difficult to get an overtaking. The advantage is I do seem to have a lot of pace more at that point of the circuit. Oh, that wasn't good. Right, I've still got it all to do. I'm not closing this gap. All of a sudden now he's stretched his lead and I don't know what he's done. It's different. Oh, that's not going to help. Though I did well to catch that, surprisingly. I didn't think I had it in me to do that, but I did. Yeah, touch that curb and it screws you over. This race is done. I'm not going to catch him up, I don't think. I'm going to give it my all, but I don't think it's going to make much difference unless I get very, very lucky. Yeah, I'm just looking at my tyres. They're not in the best condition either. There is one thing I can do, which would be a dirty way to win. Although I'm not close enough to even try it, so I'm not going to bother. Which would be welcome to Demolition Derby mode. So this is one race I'm not going to win in this championship. Unless, as I say, something crazy happens. I tried it. I did say I had a strategy that could work. I didn't think I'd be close enough to try it. And I was wrong. I was just close enough. We did the NASCAR approach. It's not technically a win, but there's nothing in the game that says you can't do it, so I'm taking it. The Ford will be furious of all the ways to lose. Right, this is where they get their revenge. There's little chance I'll be able to hold up my bargain here. I mean, if we qualified, it'd probably make things a lot easier, but the fact of the matter is I'm not qualifying. Not right now. Yeah, it seems initially I have the legs on them out of the corner, and then they start to pull away. That chaparral is lightning quick. Oh! I'll take it. It's not legit, but I'll take it. We all overshot our breaking point. That's what I'm calling that one. Oi, you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to pump me, you're an AI. Do as you're told. So I'll be surprised if I can catch the Ford. I'll be very surprised. Went just a little too deep into that hairpin, but I might be okay, surprisingly. This villager is coming for you, has got a pitchfork. I'm planning to shove right up your arse. By the way, don't even Wikipedia that, by the way, kids. Don't even think about it. Interesting, I've given myself a crucial few yards, so I might now actually be on being with a chance, believe it or not. It's not this point, it's just before these lines here. Yeah, just before it, I got them a distance a little too deep. Luckily though, I was able to use the wide attraction zone to blast out the corner. Yep, similar breaking point there, and we're through. Like that chaparral's weird. When it's in the pack, it seems to go quite fast, but it's not able to do the hot laps to catch up by the looks of it, which is somewhat strange. interestingly, Joe, this car doesn't feel as rapid as it did in the original GT4. No, so it does make me wonder if they did something to the physics. And again, that might explain why some of the license tests have proven tougher to get golds for. Like the B license tests are almost impossible now. Because you get such little work, like the Mini 1 test at Scuba, for example. I've tried everything to get gold on that, I've not come close. I'm actually amazed that I've managed to gap the Ford to the way I have at this circuit. I'm really surprised. Given that I'm in a road car, I expected it to be absolutely flying, but I've been able to keep it behind me, which is a real shocker. This is our victory lap, people. Against all odds. It's 3 in a row. Once we got past the 4, we were lapping nearly 2 seconds a lap quicker on it, which is a real surprise again. I expected that car to be lightning in a straight line anyway, and way better in the corners, but I was making all the time up in the corners. That's the surprise for me. Oh, we're an El Capitan. This could be interesting. Thanks to grid start, we've been able to make up some places early because we're not spread out. We're not suffering the penalty of being anywhere between 8 and 10 seconds behind. The question now is, can we do enough to stay in front? We've got 4 laps of El Capitan, so this is going to be a tough race. You see the pack are very close together at the moment, so that can work to our advantage. Yeah, we've opened the gap now. Nearly 4 seconds. That's a surprise. Beautiful car to drive this. I bet on racing like softs or racing qualifying it'd be even better, but it still feels very pointy. He has that like almost ballet approach of points it into the corner and you're there, which he says the moment he gets understeer and crashes into the wall. But I digress. Yeah, this is fun. I'm liking this car. Can't use it for too many events, but I can use it here, and I'm enjoying it. Sadly, the one race I'd like to use this for, I'm not allowed to, because it's not counted as a production car. Doesn't stop the computer using it, but I'm not allowed to. And that is the Supercar Festival. Oh, that's better. That's good. It's interesting, we got a massive lead at the start of the race, and now we don't seem to be getting any further gap. But that's okay, because we're in front, we're in the lead. And if we win this race, then we've got an unassailable win on the championship. We will win. And because this has been a tougher championship, the question is, do we get a higher class car here, or are we going to get a total shed? Put your thoughts in the chat. Tell me what you think we're going to unlock. What kind of car? Yeah, what's interesting is they're lapping at the same pace as me now. I'm not lapping any faster than them. But the thing is, I'm in front, so I don't need to. You don't gain any extra points for setting ridiculously fast laps. As long as you're out in front and they're not catching you, that's all that matters. Some of the Ford GT could have done at the last race at Infineon. What, too soon? We're only one corner away from getting to the final race of this championship. And hopefully, an interesting prize car. Say, the fact we've got all the GT cars tells me it's going to be something daft like the Ford Model T Tourer. Apologies, Babes God. Just a brief frog in the throat there. There, that's better. So, on we go. We have an unassailable lead. We are the champions. We are going to win the championship. But are we going to complete the sweep? We're going to Laguna Seca. I don't think we will. I can't see us having enough legs to get a decent overtake here. I think it's going to be too difficult. But we're going to try. It's weird. The AI seems to be less brave on the acceleration out of the corners. I don't know why that is. Doesn't make sense to me, that. Although when you lose grip like that, it doesn't matter how brave you are on the accelerator out of the corners, because you're not getting into the corner in the first place. Up the inside at the corkscrew. That's a classic overtake. And a very difficult one. So, we're in touching distance of the Ford. Can we close the gap? Here we go. Yep, the F1 line helping there. I took a much tighter line than they did. Allow me to get on the gas earlier. Oh. Dipped a toe on the gravel. And that's why I started losing the car. That was all to do with me, nothing to do with the machine. He's having to push. He's going right onto the gravel and everything. Nope, not this time. Yeah, that's a fail. That's lost us the race. What the hell? The car won't drive. I'm literally got... The car won't drive. I've never had that happen before. The car would not drive, no matter what I did. So that's the race lost. There's no way we're getting anywhere near it now. So this is me seeing if I can get as many places as possible, but I doubt it. Bit of a brave lunge, an all or nothing move, and we got a huge fat nothing. Look at how many seconds we lost there. Easily 13 seconds of lap time. That's an almost impossibility. Well, let's see what we can do. How much closer can we get? We're not getting the sweep. That's disappointing. But we are going to still win the championship anyway. Now, had I not stole victory at Infineon, that would make things much more interesting. But because I stole victory, I also technically stole the championship. Surprisingly, we've actually caught this pack a lot faster than I expected we would. I mean, I'm not even going to think about passing anyone but these guys at the back, but I'm surprised we're here already. Nice overtake by the Chapel, though. That was actually a very nice overtake around the outside of the first hairpin. It's actually a very nice battle, this. Oops. Well, we're not going to get anywhere near the Ford, but we might be able to rescue a second place. And I'd say that gap to the Ford has decreased, so surprisingly, despite it only being a 5-lap race, not done a bad effort here. Although that's not going to help. Here, have some dust. You're welcome. So the car's been a beauty to drive. I've been able to throw it in. And again, the battles have been really nice, actually. Nice battles from the AI. I'm quite impressed. I'm loving this little chain of cars behind me. Really good job from the AI on that one. I appreciate that, Joe. As I say, it would have been better if I'd not made the mistake in the first place, but still, it was a good chance to get a podium back. So we're going to finish about 10 to 12 seconds behind him, I think. We got a big fat nothing. 16 seconds behind in the end, so shows how much time we lost in that collision. But we still came 4 seconds clear of the chaparral, so it was a great recovery. And in terms of the championship, we're still going to win by a long way. Check it out, we're still 12 points clear. So there was still more than a race victory in the bank. And we did that in a road car as well. Our lovely little silver trophy. Oh, yes. But then, look at our key ring for winning the championship. Oh, yeah. And the 2J was a disappointment. I agree, Joe. Why was it down there? So, let's spin the wheel and chuck the ball in. Our chips are on the table. Where is it going to fall? What class are we going to get? Here we go. Yes! It's a classic! The Toyota GT1! Oh, now that is rolling big! It's our second Le Mans prototype, the legendary GT1. Meanwhile, we can also win that. We can also take part in that tournament in a moment. But first of all, let's get that quickly saved. US cars only. It says standard or sports tires required. We've only got sports mediums, so I don't want to use those. Let's take a look at it then, Joe. There it is. What a beauty. And it's given me an idea. A bit of a cheap one, but it's an idea. This will be on racing mediums. So why don't we take it for some practice? But before we do that, I'm not done with this car. Nah. There's a Toyota steering wheel. we are putting a tuning kit, a turbo kit on this baby. We are having 1100 horsepower. We've earned it. Now, yes, check it out. Toyota Prius. Oh, yeah. Can't enter any of those. We've not got any car that qualifies. And there's the weird Toyota Sarah. Nice looking car, actually, to be fair. Nice shot there. What we're going to do... we will be able to race in the higher level versions of these. Let's start at George Paris. Absolutely no restrictions in a 1000 horsepower Le Mans prototype. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be very interesting. We're up against a Scooby and Pretzer. Those people are wondering, like, what the... oh, listen to that engine. I do not want to talk over that. Why did Gran Turismo cars sound like lawnmowers after this? I'm going into shut up mode, people. Volume up mode for you. Tell you what, give me a second. I'm gonna pause it there for a moment. What I'm going to very quickly do is I am deadly serious. I'm going to go into silent running mode. And I'm going to very quickly up the volume. You are welcome. Stop ruining our fun. I said stop it. Yes. There is your wonderful sounding, very delicious sounding Toyota GT1. I did not want to talk over that too much. 1,000 brake horsepower around a track that feels like you're pretty much on a Scalextric circuit by comparison. This is a beast of a machine, but we're not done here. There's one more race that we can do at George v. Paris. And who knows what we're going to get from this one, because this could be anything. One race we got the brilliant Ford Escort rally car, and on another we got the Chrysler PT Cruiser. So who knows what we're going to get. Is it great to drive? Yes, Joe. It's awesome. It feels so grippy. The only problem with this circuit is it's so tight and so narrow, you can't open the taps on it as much. But if I took this to somewhere like Le Mans or somewhere like Infineon, somewhere like Suzuka, it would be spectacular to drive. Sorry Mitsubishi, you are outnumbered and very much outgunned on this one. You can see how quickly it's disappearing towards the watch this. It's gone. It is blitzing so fast. This was a car that on the original Gran Turismo 4, if you knew what you were doing, you could actually take out of bounds at Monte Carlo and get to more than 400 miles an hour. There was a way to do it. There was a glitch involving the chicane after the tunnel called the Nouvelle Chicane. I've seen many videos on it years ago. That's annoying. The car started going at normal speed then, and then the game was like, yeah, no. Penalty. It's not really designed for a track as confined and tight as this. But the Parisians are getting a real show tonight, people. The Parisians have come out for a nice flagon of wine, have found themselves enjoying a visual feast. Never has anyone seen the Arc de Triomphe pass so fast. A little bit of understeer there, but we got away with it. Nope, I was going way too fast then. Near the turbo constantly kicking it in and out all the time, can't you? Yep, so let's go around the Arc de Triomphe at speed. The AI instantly crashes twice. It has no idea how to handle this much power. So the question now is, what car do we get as an unlock for the George V Rally? Is it going to be good? Is it going to be a shed? Let's find out. We've got the Alfa Romeo Spider. Very nice. Beautiful car. 3-litre V6 engine, 24 valve. Beautiful. So we'll quickly back out to save our game. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh my god. It counts. Pardon me. We're doing this. Oh, we're starting it anyway. I don't know if I'm going to have time to finish it tonight. But first thing I'm doing, hard tyres. I'm going to need them. I love the instant menus. On the original GT4, you had to wait for the bar to install the tyres. That doesn't happen in this mode. They're just on the car. It's brilliant. There's no restrictions. It's a championship, and this is a GT car. It's just a GT prototype car. But it's a GT car. It counts. And therefore, your JGTC cars are awesome. But they don't have a cat in hell's chance against my car. I'll show you how good this car is now, Joe. Watch this. Crash at the first corner. I wasn't wrong. I technically did crash at the first corner. As we're warming up the tyres, we probably could have got away with mediums there, to be honest, with the length of the races. This is really rather silly. Once these tyres are warmed up, this will feel a doddle to drive. I mean, I've already opened up a relatively decent lead on cold tyres. You can definitely feel the grip sliding away from you there. But I'm already 14 seconds clear after one lap. It's not going to be enough to lap the field, I don't think. I'm not quite quick enough for that. But we shall see. Definitely feel the grip in this car now. Yeah, the grip is definitely there now. This is going to be a pasting. Went a little too wide then. Can definitely feel the loss in grip from not being on medium tyres. But the advantage I've got is just pure power. Oh, turned it too soon then. That's rather silly. Bit of wall riding, why not? That's how you get maximum lap time, people. If you want to really maximise your lap time, that's one way you can do it. And absolutely, Joe, yes, it is fast. Strangely enough, the best lap wasn't much different, despite that little cheap trick that I've employed. Are you supposed to have access to the Bentley Speed 8 and the Toyota GT1 at this point in the game? Absolutely not. Do I care? Not a chance. I'm quite happy to break progression in the game. I'll just set a faster lap time without wall riding. Oh, understeer then because a lot of my tyres went skidding. But it's no big deal. So you remember when on the vanilla version I did the endurance race in the Mercedes 198 touring car? I think our fastest lap was something like a 134. Here in the Toyota GT1 on hard tyres, we've done a 121.5. That's the difference, people. That's the gulf in class. Nice. Through there at 180. That's pretty awesome. Race one done. Yeah, there's 10 races, so we're not finishing this championship tonight. This will be rolling over into the next stream. Purely because of the amount of time it takes. Now, we can go a bit quicker, because I'm going to try the medium tyres. So we've done a lap at Tokyo, and now, oh my god. The Suzuka East course in the Toyota GT1? Okay, this is going to be daft. This is going to feel silly. Freeze XL Skylines. Toyota GT1 go boo. Right, so our opening lap off the grid was 45 seconds. And then a 42 from a non-standing start. We're currently 9 seconds a lap faster than the field, which means, amazingly, we might be on to lap the field not once, but possibly twice. That's how dominant we might well be here. This is what happens when it says no restrictions. I can turn up in any car I like, as long as it's Japanese. See, there they are. They're already in sight. This is absolutely crazy. That's right. Move aside. Blue flag, blue flag. To give you an idea of how much ridiculously more powerful my car is, I'm about to lap second place at less than half race distance. And even though he tried to make it difficult for me, all he's done is put himself off into the grass like an idiot. All he's done there is knacker my race and knacker his own. This is absolutely silly. Watching this car on this layout of Suzuka, it's daft. Absolutely daft. No other word for it. But as I say, it's a GT car. The fact it's a GT prototype's irrelevant. On the next race, I might want to put hard tyres on the rear, just so I can protect the traction of the car. The front tyres are holding up beautifully, the rear tyres not so much. I just noticed that. In terms of performance, this car is absolutely amazing. So much fun to drive. No need to wait for it to appear in the Legend Cars rotation here. So we have 2 laps to catch and lap the field again. Can we do it? Can we give them the ultimate humiliation before we go off for the night? That's the question. First you fall, then the rest. You made it, Queen. Good evening to you. How are things going? Well, I've currently unlocked one of the best cars in the game, and I'm currently humiliating a GT championship in this car. And it's so far ahead, I've already lapped the field once. However, I'm not going to get the chance to do it again, because I'm going to just run out of time by the looks of it. So one driver is going to get away with the ultimate humiliation. Look at these results. Plus 2 laps. Plus 2 laps. Plus 2 laps. That Toyota Wood 1 was a 1 lap down. That is a pasting. And that's the car I'm driving. It's the Toyota GT1 Le Mans car. I mean, this is a GT championship. I'm driving the GT1. I'm being 100% fair. The fact that my car was designed to go more than 200 miles an hour down the Mulsanne, Le Mans, the Circuit de La Sarthe in Le Mans, is irrelevant. So now we're racing in South Korea. We're on the streets of Seoul. You could say I've got soul. To give you an idea how fast this is, Queen, just watch this. Goodbye. You too. Don't you dare hit my car. See you next week. See you later. Bye-bye. Don't you dare tell me what I can or can't do on my stream, Queen. I don't tell you what you can or can't do on your playthrough of Zero Escape. Go check that out, by the way, people. Hey, who do you think you are? Back in the loser lane with you. Sod off. Who do you think you are, Enrique Benaldi? You're not holding me up. Get out of my way. Also, good evening, Sarah. Just seen you jump in the chat there. How are you doing? We're currently playing Gran Turismo 4 with random prize cars. I need to wet my throat. Bear with me a second. That's better. Good to see you doing good. That's excellent. Right. Now we're clear. That didn't quite work, did it? We went a bit too wide there. No matter. Right, I can't see us lapping the field twice this time. Yeah, doing a race like this in real life, you'd have to be driving a Red Bull from last season. Anyone who watched last season's F1 will tell you all about that. Yeah, getting plenty of grip, all going well. Yeah, 210 miles an hour, and I'm going to brake at 100 meters because I'm brave. All these people are getting a real show here. They're seeing some unstoppable power in my car. Oh, we used a bit too much of the road then. Got away with it though. Yeah, this is one of the more nothing races in many ways. There's not that much to it. It's more of an intro, beginner-friendly race. Nice to open the taps on the car, but it's also not got much of interest. Apart from the skyline. The skyline's kind of nice. I like how you can actually see the cars coming in the opposite direction. Games in this era normally didn't have the graphical power for that kind of display, so that's actually really rather nice. Oh, this is not a good place to catch traffic. This is not a good place to catch traffic. Get out of my way! Move! Just so you all know, you're not allowed to like barge people off the road in real racing because there's a blue flag. If you do that, you will get disqualified. But this is a game. You can do what you want. Unless you're in the rally stages or the license test, of course. That's a different story. That's right, Toyota Supra, I'm coming for you. I am going to lap you. You're not going to be spared the ignominy. We did actually earlier on in the stream, by the way, engage drunk mode, and I might shut it off in a minute for you all. There's a way I can make this game feel like you're drunk driving. Basically, there's a hidden mode where you can change the settings on your monitor, and one of them made the cars, certain viewpoints, practically undrivable. So as a handicap in the next race, I'm going to do a race in one of those views. Could be quite an entertaining way to wrap things up tonight, actually, to be honest. Yes, kids, don't drink and drive, by the way. I do not advocate that. Unless you're drinking water, that's fine. The car doesn't like that corner. It really badly locks up under steering for some reason. And it's not because of the tyres. I'm on medium tyres. They're quite grippy. question is, am I going to be able to catch anybody else to lap them? I don't think I will, to be honest. I think one lapping is the best we're going to get. Which is humiliating enough in a 10-lap race. Let's be fair here. At full race distance, that means you finish like 6 or 7 laps down. And we're not seeing that since probably the mid-1990s. With teams like 40 course. If you're a real F1 anorak, you know what I mean. I've only just noticed, by the way, those planes flying over in the background. I never noticed they were there before. That's a neat little feature. Oh, is this guy going to be spared the ignominy, or am I going to catch him? Am I going to catch the Skyline driver in time? I don't think I will. I think he's just going to get away with it. No, that's a good point, Joe. I'm not sure either. There might not be. There might just be a new background. Oh, can I drag him? Can I out-drag him to the line? Oh, how cruel of me. Check him out in last place. +2 laps. Oh, yeah. That's just mean of me now. That's me being one of the plastics and mean girls. Actually, no, I've not got any 1 inch iota of charisma or style to do that. Let's be fair here, people. So, to those of you who are looking forward to a Regina George cosplay, you're going to be very disappointed. Right, so I mentioned how the game, we're going to Fuji Speedway 90s. This could be interesting. Basically, in the original game, there's a hidden cheat, but it's actually activated already on the GT Online mode for monitor. So we currently have the distance set at 300 of 1200. Just to show you how absolutely absurd this game can be, I'm going to put it in 1200 mode. Now, be advised, I'm in a car that's incredibly fast. So this is going to be hilarious. Because if the race at El Capitan that Avian and Joe saw earlier is anything to go by, it's going to be almost impossible. So let's have some fun. Can we win with a ridiculous viewpoint? At first, it's going to look perfectly fine. But do not be deceived. We go from this to this. Check it out, people! Yeah! Oh, yeah. I can really see what I'm doing here, people. Look at this. It's like the inputs are so delayed because the view is so super low. So I have no idea where the braking distances are. I have no idea where the controls are. I have no idea where the edge of the track is. Yes, you could do this on the PlayStation 2, people. And honestly, it's like I'm absolutely wasted. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. It looks amazing up close when you're in a car duel like that. It looks fantastic there. And you think it's if you think it's restricted to this view, check out how the wide camera works. This is meant to be the ultra-wide chase cam, people. That's a good point, that, Queen. Yeah, like I've got no shock absorbers to steady my vision. But the problem is that it's like I'm aiming for racing lines and I don't know where they are. This is a bonkers mode. I'm not surprised that this was hidden behind a cheat code, given the option to do this. Do you think it feels more authentic? The problem is it doesn't have the speed. See, you can't really tell if you've made the radius of the corner because the car, well, there's no visual reference point. You don't. The circuit is so ridiculously zoomed in. Normally, I'd be taking that flat and aiming to go massively wide. We'll look at the lap times. Let's do an ordinary lap. So this is the longer version of the circuit. This is on a slightly better view. Just show you the difference. We'll do a lap at this mode just to show you the difference in speed. Fastest lap time at the moment is a 1:20.4. So in this view, it's fine. You can actually see everything. So I say lap time that we did, our best lap time in that view was 1:20. In this view, and I'll switch back to it now just for a laugh, I've just gained 7 seconds in one lap, purely because I've been able to see what I'm doing. It is absolutely eye-bleeding. It's bizarre. I'm not even close to the course, that. Oh, I'm off again. Yeah. Tell me that's not giving you visual stimulation. I actually just managed to hit an apex. I'm actually surprised I managed to do that. Yes, it's Gran Turismo, but not as you know it. No, we're off again. So yes, I think I'll be restoring the regular settings in a minute after this. This, I believe, is going to give too many of you headaches. It's already causing issues for me. I don't think you'd even get a good view from this on a cinema screen. One more lap, people. One more lap and the day is ours. And we should have time for one more race after this. Because I am in the office tomorrow, so unfortunately I can't stay up all night. Good news is that next week I'm off all week, so at some point I'll be doing some long streams. I've not done one of them for a bit. I'd like to do one of those that go on for quite some time. And no, that doesn't mean 24 hours. I've not got the game for that anyway. I've not got any games that I can play for that long. Going for the finish line, and to be merciful to you all, I'm going to put it back to the regular view. You see the difference in speed as well. It felt way faster in the off-cam version. Yes, that was probably the worst performance I've ever done in terms of winning a race. Apart from deliberately more riding to get ahead of a Ford GT earlier in the stream, but shut up. Oh, this is going to be fun. No. I would not like to withdraw from this race. What I wanted to do... In fact, I reckon the medium tires are lost. But I am going to change the camera setting. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. Oh dear. I said we could do one race. I might be wrong. Because I think the game has decided it's locking up. The game has locked up. The game has decided, no, you will go no further. Well, on that rather crushing disappointment, I guess that's going to be the checkered flag for tonight, people. Offline, what I will do is I will do those two races and I will reinstate the championship to where we were because, as per usual, game only saves when you're on the menu screen. We didn't go back to the menu. So the game has unfortunately kicked us out. That can happen when you're playing an unofficial version of a game. So, thank you all very, very much for watching. I will see you all on Friday evening for when we play Final Fantasy X-2. Until then, make sure you save your game, people.